Chapter 6, Queen. Kush could not sleep that night, and as soon I took that Mamalin was up, he ran to her house. Child, you up with the chickens the morning, and yeah. Kush shook his head, yeah, Mamalin, I can see everything in my mind you tell your story. And I feel as a character feel, if I'm the person in whom you're speaking about. He felt d'Azinga's love, jalousie, and frustration. Mamalin smiled, that might be a gift, come on in here and get you sent it. You know Ron's relationship helped him understand a new era that was coming. Sabaoth sont in to Ron to understand the pain, abuse, and frustration our people endured since being here on this land. He saw the creation of that movement and understood its purpose, and understood the cause. Now, come on here. Mamalin made them a big breakfast and they sat in the living room. Mamalin began, Tucson, Arizona, also known as the Old Pueblo, located in the western part of the states, a place rich in fertile green patch throughout the area, yet a DRY, desert land filled with many Wakatilians, who have lost hope and refused to dream. Kush interrupted, why so dramatic Mamalin? Mamalin looked at Kush, boy, who was telling this story, you or me. Smiling she cleared her throat, and she started over, Tucson, Arizona, also known as the Old Pueblo, is in the western part of the states, rich in fertile green patch throughout the area, yet a DRY, desert land filled with many mestizo, she posed, he said Wakatilian at first, but by that time they were about to meet the man of Sabaoth. So, they were still Wakatilian. Let me start over again. Kush looked at Mamalin, come on. She took a sip of coffee, okay, seriously, Tucson, Arizona, also known as the Old Pueblo, is in the western part of the states, rich in fertile green patch throughout the area, yet a DRY, desert land filled with many Wakatilians who had once lost hope. And refused to dream. Many were just a DRY as a desert surrounding them, and the few that had hope could have been represented by the fertile green patch throughout the land. Tucson has a hot desert climate with two major seasons, sweltering summer and midwinter. The weather in the fall is much like spring, DRY, with warm days and cool nights, and the summers are just plain hot. However, unlike Louisiana, they didn't have a lot of humidity. The monsoon season typically begins in July and continues through September. During the monsoon, the humidity is much higher than the rest of the year. Clouds build up from the south in the early afternoon, followed by intense thunderstorm and rainfall, which cause flash flooding. The evening sky is the most beautiful sight to see during this time of year, with orange, red, and purple sky, pierced with dramatic lightning streaks. Tucson itself was a city surrounded by mountains in every direction. Santa Catalina Mountains and the Tortolita Mountains to the north, the Santa Rita Mountains to the south, the Rincon Mountains to the east, and the Tucson Mountains to the west. Sentinel Peak, also known as mountain, shares a giant a stamped on its side in honor of the Whole University of Arizona, but now represents the Abnian. The top of Sentinel Peak, accessible by road, offers an outstanding scenic view of the city looking eastward. En all abandoned parking lot atop Sentinel Peak was a place to watch sunset or view the city lights at night but now serve a waiting area for those visiting from the nearby bubble city of Phoenix, approximately 118 miles west of the city. Mount Lemon became the epicenter of disgrace and abomination in the nation, a place where people sell their soul for drug and alcohol. A modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. The Santa Cruz River partially submerged this city during the Great Earthquake that destroyed California. Many of the buildings remain to those who once lived there of the incredible devastation. For centuries, this area was filled with a rich history of criminals trying to elude authority, and many battles have been fought here for the blood of the innocent and the soul of the harmed, cry out in this God-forsaken land. Some say, it's a place where even time has been forgotten. Day fied it with Wakatilian ou Forsacan de Torah and fied their lives with whiskey, Ordom, and selfishness. What day on sknew at Tucson's largest park, Reed Park, which included as just west of the now abandoned Davis Mountain Air Force Base, lies a village of Wakatilian who resist this way of life. These outcasts call themselves Hijo del Altísimo, translated as Children of the Most High. Here, the people separate themselves from those who disrespect themselves and Sabaoth. Un leak the Wakatilian of Louisiana, they created, repaired, and sold the technology for a living and spoke a many a 8 language. Their chief, Dark Eagle, and his wife, Isabella, governed these people. A man truly dedicated to the way of Sabaoth. They had 3 sons, Alemwa, Kisoma, Nipaem, and raised his great niece, Aneya, from Ireland, which they called Queen. Dark Eagle and his twin brother, Shaka, were both from Louisiana, but their father made them leave the area after an enormous disagreement and feared that they would kill each other. They went their separate way at the young age of 21. Ashi's brother, Shaka, moved to Ireland, and Dark Eagle, whose name at birth was Akodi, wandered in the wilderness 4 years before settling down in Tucson, where he met his wife, Isabella. 30 years had passed before they reconciled. Their difference. They were both visited by Mlezi, explaining that all that happened to them was meant to be and it was the will of Sabaoth because of Queen. Queen came to Dark Eagle and Isabella an enfant and was raised at her own. Alemwa, Kisoma, and Nipaem were at least 25 years older than her, treated her like a sister, and taught her the way of their people. An intelligent woman fascinated by how things operated and became a student of computer, electronics, and engineering. She was also a fierce and brave warrior. Her hunger for knowledge came at a young age. A Dark Eagle taught her history and the way of Sabaoth. One day, a stranger approached Dark Eagle when she was 9. The stranger was a dark reddish-brown man who later introduced himself a Red Panther. Dark Eagle introduced himself, and they spoke of the history of the Wakatilian. Queen stood around unnoticed, and she listened to their conversation. The Mascogo, also known as Negro Mascago, in those days. They were an Afro-descendant group who lived in Coahuila, Mexico, around the town of El Nacimiento. These were the black Seminole that escaped the threat of being slave in the United States, said Red Panther. Dark Eagle agreed, we did not all come on ships, I am well aware of that. The anti-eastern seaborder, particularly the southeast, was heavily populated with Wakatilian from America as well as enslaved Africans en act of the government around 1682. They classified them both as Negro. Our ancestors never mentioned anything about us being from Africa. Their parents refused to teach them their original language for fear of being sent to one of the many reservations in Louisiana. They spoke to each other for hours. Then Dark Eagle said, c'était agréable de parler avec vous mon ami, je suis Dark Eagle ou Akodi, je suis un Natchez Louisiane. Interrupted, it was nice talking to you my friend, I'm Dark Eagle or Akodi, I'm a Louisiana Natchez. Red Panther then said. Oeme yakao que, chata siok which meant, latte, my brother, I am Choctaw. Queen waited impatiently for the two to end their conversation and started asking many questions afterward. It was on this day Dark Eagle gave her family history and told her about her grandfather, Shaka, and her mother, Chi. It was from that day forward that her thirst for history began. Queen was a tomboy and loved to fight with her brothers, constantly learning new fighting techniques at a young age. One day while in Queen's room, Dark Eagle stumbled upon a book that wasn't familiar to him, and he read it. He want to sing. Iwana singulier. Iwana roll, Iwana hold, mix a vibrato, I render and make a sound, that harmony would appreciate. Jointly combined with love. A family of love. Brotherly love, the reason why we come together. A dream, a destiny, and to some, a fantasy. Det sti manifest, det sti comme est true. At first, I thought my voice couldn't make it, couldn't take it, but after years, heard my song, heard me singing, and it turned out right. Iwana singulier. Bring the house down. My atopan up tsat, and am carried away inward, in a song. Iwana roll, Iwana hold, Iwana singulier. I feel the emotion, but I am too shy to express how I feel. But I feel what I feel and I gota singulier. I must sing, Iwana sing like King David, and this song, King Solomon. Even Sheba expressed word of love, word of passion, the definition of God. The meaning of Allah. For the children of Isaac and Ishmael, Jacob, and Esau, Christian, and Muslim, music and sounds. Iwana singulier. To let those who understand, that I can hear those who hear what I hear is a beautiful tone. I can feel those things people feel, when they feel it, because I can singulier. A poet, an artist, a child of God. Like the rest of those, un like my foes. Iwana singulier. Iwana sans. Iwana roll, Iwana hold, mix a vibrato, I render and a sound that harmony would appreciate, jointly combined with love, a family of love, brotherly love. The reason why we come together. A dream, a destiny, and to some, a fantasy. After reading a few more pages, Dark Eagle put away and was very impressed with her writing ability. He placed the book exactly how he found it and left the room. He never told Queen about it and started calling her Coco, des latte. Queen asked, why have you started calling me Coco, great uncle? Dark Eagle smiled, for you have a hard and tough footwear appearance, but on the inside, you are as sweet as a coconut. Queen smiled, I like that. Then a serious look came upon her face, but no one else can call me by that name. Dark Eagle smiled, yes, ma'am, but me and you need to go on a trip. Go get ready. Queen looked at Dark Eagle's face and knew it was severe. Where are we going, great uncle? Dark Eagle smiled, when he get music for Louisiana, or if he need to think about it, he go fishing down at Sayurita Lake. It has some of the best fish around here. Puzzled, Queen asked, why do you want me to go? You always go by yourself. Dark Eagle said, I'll tell you on the way. Now go get us some horse ready for the trip. Plus, I'll show you the art of fishing. They got bass, crappie, sunfish, catfish, and bluegill, buoy. Got a taste for some good ole catfish. Rushing out of the house, excited, Queen almost knocked Isabella down. Slow down, little lady, before you cause a wreck. Isabella said as she got out of her way. Queen shouted in excitement to Isabella, Aunt Isabella, me and Dark Eagle are going on a trip too. Her cousin, Kisoma, standing next to Isabella, interrupted Queen, Sayurita Lake. The adulthood song and dance, we have all been through it. Boring. Isabella smiled, this one will be interesting, cause you were boys becoming men, and she a girl finna be a woman. And Isabella looked at Queen and smiled again. Kisoma started logging, he didn't think about that. This will be interesting, why you're not taking her mama? Isabella logged, I'll tell her, when she's back, we want to do, how you call it, the whole song and dance this way. Kisoma looked at Queen, just smile Queen. Smile. And nod your head. Queen grabbed Kisoma, help me get some horse ready, silly man. Kisoma shaking his head, okay, I already know what you need, 3 horse and a small wagon. He was the last one and my brothers helped me. They headed toward the barn where her other 2 cousins, Alemwa and Nipaem, were working. Kisoma shouted to his brothers. Pop is taking Queen to Sayurita Lake. Alemwa, being the eldest of the 3, held to the now. When he took me, He was just talking about, that is okay, ILL let him tell ya. Queen said. What? Tell me. Allez-moi said. No, believe me, ELL tell you and more. Dark Eagle approached, and everyone got quiet, you about ready. Queen replied. As soon as Nipaem finish shaking all the shoes on the horse, we can go. Dark Eagle looked at Kisoma, make sure y'all help your mother around the house and check the garden daily. Me and Queen are going to Sayarita for a few days, the fish are jumping this time of year. Kisoma and his brothers responded, yes, sir. A Kisoma handed Dark Eagle a solar panel operated. Cooler, here's your favorite friend, it should be cold enough by the time you get there. Dark Eagle smiled, you remembered. I'm kinda worried about this one. Kisoma smiled, ici. But, you got this pop. They dead off, Queen paid attention to her surrounding a day boat. Engaged in idle conversation. A day traveled on East 22 and Street, she saw the desert land as she had never seen it before, and it was beautiful, but Dark Eagle compared everything to Louisiana. By the time they reached South Nogal Highway, Queen and Dark Eagle were deeply conversing about technology. Or people didn't care about technology until they made this solar panel operated cooler, said Dark Eagle. Queen was surprised, for real? Have you ever gone fishing and run out of ice? Dark Eagle looked Queen strangely, fish don't like that. They like to have ice cold water before they return. Queen continued to look at Dark Eagle and joked about some of the technology and enjoyed before he got serious. He knew that it was important in some way to watch what was happening in the world. How can we watch what is happening in the world without it? Weather, news, and such. Our ancestors have always been attracted to the art, musicians, orators, singers, and things of that nature, like Dazinga, who lived during such great Tupac, Nipsey Hussle, Clarissa Shields, Dr. Sebi, and many more. Et saw the plan of the evil one trying to separate us from one another through jealousy and envy. Et saw how men were manipulating us to hate each other, so he reached out to his brothers and sisters with mere word that would make one think, and Sabaoth granted him a son to continue his work, and we were born to do the same I did. Kush interrupted Mammaléan. That is the same Dazinga? Mammaléan shook her head and smiled, and Buwan. Anyway, Dark Eagle was saying that, thinking that Queen might admit that she writes poetry, and hesitated, but she said nothing. I have a few of his poems here, Dark Eagle took out a tablet, saying, 2066. Mai 25, 1966, was the day, he was brought into this cold, dark world. A day, amended pro of. I get all day, I think about life question, I think we all have a we get all day. Get bolde. The doubt, the frustration, of living in this world. Do you wonder, truly wonder? What will it be like in the future? Will technology take us to another level of thinking? Will we be controlled by technology? Telling us when to eat, when to sleep. How to live, how to manage our lives. When to die. Or will we take advantage of technology? Some living in the wild, rejecting the system of the new generation. Because of those that now choose to clone the living. To set their rule, over them. Slave. Having no spirit. No soul. Refuse to let us adapt to their world. But the world is not there, to change. Oh, what a tangled web they weave. While the rest fight hard, for what they believe. One thing, I don't know is that the end will surely be near, un leak before. Because the spirit of the clone shall rule. Those fake Christians, will become a fool. Nonsense is what they shall call it, living away for the Antichrist. Forgetting the Supreme Sacrifice. 2066 is the year, a century, 100 years from the time he was born. A day, I think this world might be gone. He might be wrong, but is a clear a day. This world is slowly turning another way. Like in the olden days, in the years of law. I get older, I can see the transformation of a new era, the same way, but a new day. Yes, time is changing, going forward, but many mans stay in prehistoric times. Going backward, yet going forward. Knowing, slowly, I see the perversion. I get sicker of the way things are, but there are some, who believe that is the way life is supposed to be. While I get sick, they get comfortable, losing more and more of their soul. I can only imagine how it will be in the future. Let's say in the year 2066. Dark Eagle tries to explain the poem, here, and wonders how to deal with the fact that the world is changing. But Queen's interrupted, not only that, and wonders if the world is going forward or backward because things are not changing but getting worse, and within 100 years of his birth, and doesn't see hope, but evil. Enough evil to bring about the Antichrist. Dark Eagle's smile with a look of being proud. Oh, my dear sweet Coco, someday, going to break that hard shell of yours. You're not only beautiful, but intelligent as well. She said, what do you mean? He said, you'll know when it happens, believe me. They finally arrived at the lake after 2 hours, and Dark Eagle shook his favorite acheté debt and shared with a few friends around the city. No one was there, but the place was clean. Let's just pull up the supply and see what don't. Isabella made for supper, he smelt it up here, we'll head out first thing in the morning. Queen agreed and they pull up the supply and sat around talking. Dark Eagle paused and looked around. He loves the way Yuka and White Bear clean up the place when they are finished with it. Honestly, he think she got OCD, but they have been together for about 40 years. Out of amazement, Queen said. Now, that's a mighty long time. Dark Eagle smiled, me and your own been together close to 35 years ourselves. Some people used to that many people before settling down with just one and still end up breaking up with that person. I believe many women try to find the perfect man, but always compared one with another and were never satisfied. A perfect person doesn't exist. And then some find one and get married. Queen looked at Dark Eagle. I'm not going to marry Anion, he will be a warrior force about. Dark Eagle smiled, you're too young to even think about a boy anyway, and I'm going to be with your auntie until he die. Queen got upset when he said the word die, and Dark Eagle saw it. This is not a bad thing. If you're born, you surely have to die. It's what happened to the soul we are concerned about. Queen said. You've heard the word die and death many times before. But you said it had me thinking. If he ever gets married, my firstborn son will be named Cody, after you. Dark Eagle smiled, he would be honored. They ate soup and talked all night before finally calling it a night. Dark Eagle woke up at 2 a.m., and Queen was already up writing in her pad. She wrote, Dear Buffalo Soldier. Dear Buffalo Soldier, I know how the years have worn you down. More than a century in age, life has put you in and out of the fire, since you've been around. The trial, temptation, and tribulation of time, has created wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, that many don't know of. Living that long you had to know, the man up above. Rugged old soldier, it's time to let you go in peace. Yavel tonto you for all these years. But it's time to let you go, give you peace, and me self-relief. I've kept the knowledge you instilled within me. Back then, it seemed like you were the only one that cared. And he cried, until he could cry no more. J'y vins myself the reality, that you are truly gone. Only kando is remember the times we shared. Some say you were very, very mean. But I'm glad the times we shared weren't a dream. A sad song, but a happy one as well. Your spirit is within, and I feel a lot closer to you. Ive a gotan a lo bolde, so farewell. Buffalo Soldier. Watch out writing, Queen. Closing the pad as she weeped a tear from her eye, she smiled, just some thoughts about what we were talking about earlier. Dark Eagle said, well, if you're ready to get down on some of that tender catfish. What we call, back home, good eating this afternoon, we better get started. They loaded up the wagon and headed to the lake, half mile north. In front of the lake was a canoe with all the accessories needed for them to enjoy their day. Queen noticed Dark Eagle in deep took a day goat to the center of the lake. She smiled, a penny for your thoughts. Et smiled, what do you know about that? She replied, Auntie Isabella always asks me that when she sees me thinking. Et hesitated, I had a dream last night, and it's been a long time since I've had one like that. In my dream, I saw a black bear, but only Louisiana HAS. Black bears, anyway, this bear was here in Arizona, and it stirred up some killer bees, and the bees started killing everything and everyone in ETS pass. When they sting you, they would drain your soul. Many became heartland soul, like zombies or something. The bear rose up and began protecting everyone and those that touched the bear, killed him, or sonero. It took a while but the people that touched the bear, they turned into great and fierce animal, and together they started destroying the killer bees. The more the killer bees grew, the more people started touching the black bear, and they defeated the killer bees, and you were beside the bear. Queen said, that sounds crazy. Dark Eagles said, some killer bees turned and started fighting with the black bear. Then suddenly, a great demon arose out of the ground and started fighting the black bear, but about shined a light on the monster and defeated it. Puzzled, Queen asked, what does your dream mean, great uncle? Dark Eagle said, I have no idea, but I bet it has something to do with what they are building in Phoenix. Queen curiously asked, what is that? Dark Eagle looked at Queen, many have left here to live a life of luxury and content. Because of the CTS bubble. That is why. Dark Eagle felt something pulling on his line. Got something. Dark Eagle got excited. He got something too, great uncle. Queen shouted. Reality slowly and tug ever so gently, so it thinks something is resisting, and it lodged the hook in. Deeper it fight back. 4 hours had passed, and they had seen catfish, a bass, and a few smaller fish before the sun rose. I love seeing the sunrise and setting in this place, it's so tranquil. Said Dark Eagle I sat in the canoe and looked at the sunrise. Queen said, it is beautiful, but you have nowhere else to compare it with. Dark Eagle shook his head, maybe one day, you will. Dark Eagle hesitated for a while, he broke you out here, because he realized you are coming of age now, 11 years old, and you will soon be a woman. You see, men have to go through different obstacles and trials to prove that they are men. But women, well, you go through all kinds of things that make you a woman. Queen said, what things, being sarcastic, a single sweat beaded on Dark Eagle's brow. You guys have period and logging, Queen said, like Aunt Isabella always says, he was born at night, but not last night, great uncle. I know about that stuff already, great uncle, but he took Aunt Isabella was supposed to be talking to me about this kind of stuff. My friend, Yuka, started there a week ago, and I've read a few books about it. I understand that the menstrual cycle occurs when you get to a certain age, and it's different for every girl. Anywhere from 11 to 14 years old, they grow pubic hair, and their breast bud. Menstruation is the elimination of the thickened linen of the uterus from the body through the vagina containing blood, cells from the linen of the uterus, and mucus. Queen noticed Dark Eagle felt uncomfortable as she spoke but continued, the average length of a period is between 3 days and 1 week. Then comes the follicular phase, it starts on the first day of menstruation and ends with ovulation. Ovulation is the release of a mature egg from the surface of the ovary. Dark Eagle started scratching his head. But she continued, the egg is funneled into the fallopian tube and towards the uterus by a wave of small, hair-like projection. The lifespan of the typical egg is only around 24 hours. Unit meet as sperm. Dark Eagle finally interrupted her as said in a voice of relief, he had me now, that Isabella should have spoken to you, but he felt like he had to say something to you, and that wasn't it. What he can tell you is this. Yes, you are a young and also an intelligent lady, at that. Still, when you find love, he wants you to remember that love is compromising, being considerate, and being understanding toward one another, but above all that, in a few words, respect, honor, and show your appreciation toward each other. But it has to be shared amongst the both of you, on even give and take. Anyway, that is enough of that conversion. Let's finish fishing. 'Cause we still have to clean them and definitely gotta eat them. Queen smiled, during ovulation, the egg burst from a TS follicle, but the ruptured follicle stay on the surface of the ovary. Dark Eagle and Queen logged, get. You're smart ASS son, with that shit, too smart for your own damn good. Dark Eagle and Queen continued fishing and returned, where they cleaned and enjoyed a lovely meal together. Queen grew older and wiser by the time she was 25. She was a tall woman with long blackish-brown lock and was slightly muscular for a woman. Queen had grown to be a very serious and demanding woman around the city. She demanded respect, but she didn't have to since many already respected her, and some even feared her, men and women alike. She and her brothers had defeated many Anakata and combatants from around their territory. By this time, their territory expanded as far west as Interstate 10, northwest Speedway Street, and as far east as Southampton Road, yet more was needed for the community itself had grown and crowded in some area. The old Davis Mountain Air Force Base was now their base of operation for training. Queen was uncomfortable that many of their enemies surrounded them on top of the four significant mountains surrounding her people. She demanded that the Anakata and combatants move their perverted activity to Sagaro Park and Tucson Park and that Mont, les monts, Sagaro Park East, and Mika Mountain Park should be their land. Many battles broke out, and the talk of war soon approached before the word was sent that Abnian Alpha 56 wanted a truce by arranging a meeting at Mount Graham. The 10 elders of the community, 25 warriors alongside Dark Eagle and his children, led a caravan to the meeting heading east on Interstate 10. We have come a long way, Coco, and we owe it all to you. Thank you, my doctor, said Dark Eagle. It is only right, they have that enormous bubble with cities in the sky. How dare they come to our land and drown it with this kind of filth and perversion? They could do that stuff in their bubbles, said Queen. We all have to thank you, said one elder. Trafficking was a well-known fact in this part, until you stepped in, and now we can sleep a lot better without worrying about my grandchildren coming up missing. Queen smiled, thank you, but it was all of us, not just me. Another elder spoke, they surround us in every direction on mountain top and they look down on us ici tam paranoia, or do we all? Agréé. The elders said in unison, agreed. Shaking her head, Queen said, then we must take a stand, and they must do their dirt on the opposite side of Interstate 10 and let this road be our division. For we must truly separate ourselves from them. The group travelled until they arrived at Interstate the end the highway 191 connexion near Cochise. Elder running elcad a few medical condition and needed rest, walking, standing, or sitting down too long made his foot swell, but insisted on coming. There are a few small lake around here, send a few warriors out to get more water while wait on to elder running elk. Said Dark Eagle to Queen. The men overheard and did so. Queen got off her horse, found some shade, and started writing in her pad. Beautiful day. What a beautiful day, to pray, to sing, to log. What a beautiful day, to cry, to moan, to even cheer. Praying for the strength to go on, to sing a song of joy, because you saw another day. To log at the things that surround us, friends and family. To cry for the pain, that life hold, to mourn for the children, who refuse to obey the voice of God. To even cheer, because you chose to see this beautiful day. She wrote, No man. No man shall rule my life, nor control the way that I am. No man can tell me how to love, who to love, because I have to be who I am. Whether you are blind, or whether you can see, I trust no man. No man be me. Trying to tell me how to love, how to talk, how to walk. Telling me how I should be, how to be me. Have you lost your mind? Through my error, and my error alone is how I changed. My mistake have made me learn, to choose a different path. Your error made you choose your way. Your way and not mine. So don't look at me, and shake your head. For I do, I see someone doing the same thing to you. I think like no other man, because who is like me? Who thinks I think? Talk like I talk? Walk I walk? No man. Queen, shouted Dark Eagle. We are ready to get back on the road. Queen looked up and shouted, Okay, be there in a second. After passing for Grant Road, they headed back down the road on the edge of Wilcox, Arizona, an old, abandoned town. Ahead of them, they saw an old man walking toward them. Queen took the lead and approached the man, a quarter of a mile ahead of the group. Where are you coming from? You don't have a satchel, or anything but that stick. The man looked up at Queen, saying, Good morning to you too. Queen lowered her attitude towards the old man as she looked around. Good day, sir. I have to ask, where are you coming from? The old man smiled. Look around you, there's desert all around us. This could not be an ambush for you or you would have seen it is coming. I'm just an old man walking in the desert. Come, get down off that delightful creature and speak to me. Queen got off her horse and looked around again, confused why this old man was wandering in the desert alone with nothing but a stick in his hand. She asked, Why would you even mention ambush? The man said, I know of your problem, with the people surrounding you. Queen became confused. Who are you? The man smiled. I understand why you have to be straightforward and so rude. Being a woman, you have to show strength and not weakness, but you can be yourself around me. My name is Mlazy. Queen then said to the man, Sir, with due respect, you don't know me, only my people and Sabaoth knows me, Mlazy said. Why do you mention Sabaoth? What if you don't believe in Sabaoth? Queen interrupted the man, You don't have to believe in Sabaoth for him to be there. Mlazy smiled, Well said. He took you believed in Urua. Queen said. He would have to believe in Sabaoth to agree with Urua. The three commandments of Urua say that you are number one, and the vibration that comes out of you is the only vibration you should listen to and pay attention to. You will not offer anyone, nor yourself anything that hurt, and try do not offend anyone or anything. Is that not what the commandment teaches in a nutshell? Queen turned to motion the group to approach. The warriors surrounded the elders and as they slowly approached the two, she turned back around, and Mlazy was gone. Where did that old man go? Said Dark Eagle. Queen was puzzled, and said his name was Mlazy and was talking about. Dark Eagle had a wide look on his face and interrupted her. Mlazy, he have heard that name before. He stood there thinking and scratching his head, repeating the name a few times before saying, "Let's go, time is wasting, we must be at the meeting before sunset." The discussion of the man's disappearance was their direct conversation until the elder, running elk, had to stop again near Cactus Flat, Arizona. Queen's mind was racing with idea as she sat on a large boulder, writing the wrath of God. Hours have passed, years are gone, century repeat themselves. Yet, no one has cogton. We fuss and fight about who is right, and who is wrong. You tell me I can do this, but I can't do that. Romandie, 9 and D tell me differently. And many times, I've read the word for myself, not listening to word of other men, who themselves are engulfed in sin. Judging everyone except themselves. So, I said to myself, searching hard, searching long, I will only look at my life, only at myself. Live according to that book that's on my shelf. Judge no one, please no one, but listen to the song. 'Cause he is the only one that can save me from the wrath to come. Believe me, it's not hard to avoid the wrath of God. She smiled at what was written and wrote, Maître Drid. Maître Drid, me drid ar me drid. Me drid det me got, chojad astran, wisdom, and the knowledge, I got. Me drid on me head, growlon for the time. They show who I am. No shame to me game, to you look at me strangely. Call me drid names. When the truth comes to ya. Ye remember me name, ye remember me pain, ye remember what me say bout de wisdom, strong, and the knowledge me got on the head, with me drid. For me, drid are not dreaded, bullock. She logged out loud, and everyone turned to look at her. Sorry, Yael, I was writing something funny. Then she got serious and wrote, human. Human. Weak individual that prey on the weaker, comes in all shades and color. Some call those, that are the same shade, their brothers. However, many of them still have a trade for each other. This a trade, that they have among themselves mainly because of pride. This pride, they think they can hide. Always talking about love for one another. Yet, they still hate each other, for pitiful reason. There's only a few whose love is true. A handful. Could one of them be you? Many enjoy being someone that they are not. If you tell them so, they will get hot. Many love power, which is a downfall for us all. Because of who we are, our lives will soon be in ruin. Who do I describe? Who I am I referring to? Who? Human. She wrote, Jacob et Esau. You are the son of Jacob, I'm the son of Esau. Brothers in the spirit, even in blood. Shall we continue to argue and fight? After century, yes, millennium have passed. When shall we be brothers? Because we have different beliefs, we go to war. No more. Let's understand one another. Love one another. For we are all from the same seed. Abraham. Our grandfather. Can't you see in this war? Please, let us say, no more. We are brothers, we are kinsmen. Let us remember. The story of our father. Jacob and Esau. And finally, she wrote, keep your head up. Cain, intelligent, and mesmerizing. But how life can be so surprising. One moment, you're happy à l'arc, the next, empty, sad, frustrated, and depressed. But you have to take the bitter with the sweet. One man complain about having lost a finger, another complain about losing an arm. While Someone who was born without any limb, wake up every morning, blessing God for another day. Everything in life has a purpose. Every event in our life makes us a better person, whether it's good or bad, so don't be sad. Walking around smiling on the outside, while crying on the inside. Why not cry on the outside? So, within, there'll be a smile. Hope, determination. Easier said than done, some might think. That is why there's confusion and stress. Don't get me wrong, no, it's not easy. But trust in God, no matter the outcome. Think about the word of the infamous Tupac. When you think you're having bad luck, keep your head up. Queen, we missed our turn, a little over 2 miles, back there, we must return after the elders have rested, but this should be our last stop before arriving. Said Dark Eagle with a map in his hand. We were talking about that old man, he must be a goat seeded tracked also, said Queen before he saw Dark Eagles en pointing behind her. Who are they? A Queen turned, she saw 10 men riding in midair on skycraft approaching quickly. The warriors gathered the elders and stood, ready to fight. The skycraft started slowing down and headed their way. They stopped before Queen and a man got off the skycraft. We come in peace, the man said. Queen looked at the man strangely, because he seemed to be the leader of Anakata Bu noticed his wardrobe, your clothes are ancient Wakatilian. Are you Wakatilian? The man looked, he don't know about ancient, but yes, I guess, you can just call me Wakatilian, and you? Queen said, I am Wakatilian. The man stretched out his hand and smiled, I am one que vu.